and strong, marching slowly all day long. All for fish in the sea, swimming happy, wild and free. G for goat, eating hay, jumping, hopping all the day. H for hat on my head, colorful yellow, green and red. I for ice cream, cold and sweet, melt so fast in summer heat. J for jelly, wild, bubbly fun, shiny colors for everyone. K for kite, up so high, dancing bright across the sky. L for lion, strong and loud, roaring boldly, feeling proud. N for moon, silver light, shining gently every night. N for nest, on the tree, little birds sing happily. O for orange, round and bright, juicy fruit, a yummy bite. P for parrot, green and sweet, talking words and voice so neat. Q for queen, with her crown, shining jewels and royal gown. R for rabbit, soft and quick, hopping, jumping, magic trick. S for sun, shining gold, bringing warmth for young and old. T for train, chugging fast, whistling loudly as it passed. U for umbrella, big and wide, keeps me dry when rain's outside. V for violin, gentle song, music makes us sing along. I for watch, tick-tock sound, tells the time all day around. X for xylophone, colors bright, playing music day and night. Y for yak, with wool so thick, climbing mountains strong and quick. Z for zebra, black and white, run.
A is for apple, 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 apple. B is for baby, 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 baby. C is for candy, candy, candy. C, candy. D is for diamond, diamond, diamond. D, diamond. E is for elephant, elephant, elephant. E, elephant. F is for fairy, fairy, fairy. F, fairy. G is for glasses, glasses, glasses. G, glasses. H is for hand, hand, hand. H, hand. I is for igloo, igloo, igloo. I, igloo. J is for jelly, jelly, jelly. J, jelly. K is for keyboard, keyboard, keyboard. K, keyboard. L is for ladybug, ladybug, ladybug. L, ladybug. M is for monkey, monkey, monkey. M, monkey. N is for needle, needle, needle. N, needle. O is for orange, orange, orange. O, orange. P is for pony, pony, pony. P, pony. Q is for queen, queen, queen. Q, R is for rainbow, rainbow, rainbow. is for tiger. T, tiger. T, tiger. T, tiger. U is for umbrella. 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 U, umbrella. V is for violin. 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 V, violin. W is for whale. 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 W, whale. X is for xylophone. 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 X, xylophone. Y is for yo-yo. 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 Y, yo-yo. Z is for zebra. 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 Z, zebra.
W for